So let me know if you are catching today's cocktails and coaching featuring Tullamore Dew, which is an Irish whiskey. Can anyone guess what I have made myself for this cold, freezing cold? It is below many degrees below zero, like minus 15 here. So I made myself a hot toddy. How amazing is this mug, by the way?
Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wonderlust.
This is Hello from Greece.
Hello.
Today's cocktails and coaching is about finding clients and really kind of simplifying the steps to do it. And it was inspired by a woman who has been perusing and catching the replay of a bunch of my other cocktails and coaching. So let me know if you're ever catching the replay, #replay. And she just commented on one the other day and she's like, oh my gosh, it was my 5-step business plan for new VAs. And she's like, this was exactly what I needed. I just needed the first couple steps. I just needed it simplified. And I know that when it comes to starting your virtual assistant business, finding clients is the scariest part. It's the most real part. It's terrifying. It's scary. And therefore it can be super overwhelming. So I wanted to break it down into 5 easy steps. Obviously, it can be more than that, and you can change directions and routes and try different things. But if I can break it down to 5 actionable steps, then that will hopefully at least get you going. That will get you like off the couch, out of bed, into the dreams, making it a reality, right? So we're going to do 5 easy steps on finding your VA client for today's cocktails and coaching. Let me know what you are drinking. I'm terrified this is going to be really hot. Okay, it's not too bad. So hot toddy, we've got Irish whiskey, hot water, lemon. You can put honey. I don't like honey, so I do maple syrup and a cinnamon stick. It's so easy. It's so warming. It is the best. And it's not like heavy and creamy and all that kind of stuff. So it's really great. Okay. Let me pull my notes up for today's cocktails and coaching. Okay. Today's cocktails and coaching. Hello, everyone. I am Rebecca. I am the Wanderlust VA. I run the Laptop Freedom programs. I coach anyone who, well, not anyone. I coach women who are looking to start virtual assistant businesses. Check out all the mini courses, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Nicole. People are popping in. I want to wave to you on Instagram. Super cool going on both platforms right now. So today's cocktails and coaching is 5 easy steps to finding your first VA client. Like I mentioned before, finding clients, hello everyone, finding clients can be super nerve-wracking, really overwhelming, and it can be the bottleneck where we jam up on starting our business. Sometimes we get to a place where we're like, okay, we want to be a virtual assistant. I want to be a virtual assistant. Starting making that a reality is a huge leap. So you're like, okay, I've got my banking set up. I've created my VA profile. I, have decided on my pricing and packages. I've got all the kind of business foundations set up. This is what we do in the first modules of LFP. And then it's like, oh crap, I have to find clients now. And then you hit another wall. This is commonly another bottleneck spot for anyone trying to start a VA business because it's terrifying and it's super overwhelming. And sometimes you just want 5 easy steps. Sometimes you just want the first step. And then you're going to come back and you're going to save this live and you're going to go back and rewatch and you're going to be like, okay, Rebecca's going to now give me the second step. Because sometimes you just need to do it one step at a time. Can I get an amen if anyone feels overwhelmed and terrified when it comes to finding clients and making this thing real? So, first step is figuring out how you can help. I know this sounds really simple, and you might be like, Rebecca, I know how I can help, but it's amazing how many people are like, I actually am not too sure where me and my skills and my experience and virtual assisting intersect and overlap. I'm not exactly clear on where that is, so I'm not too sure how I can help someone. And so one of the first steps we do in the VA Profile mini course, which you can join right off of the Wonderlust website, the first step we do is literally like writing down all of your experience and skills, and the items in your toolbox, the platforms that you're familiar with, and just putting that all into one place, one piece of paper where you can centralize it and see it and look at it. And then from there, figure out how you can help someone as a virtual assistant. So you might have you might fall into a few boats here. One boat is that you already have experience in something that can become virtual. So if you are an executive assistant in person, raise your hand if you are an executive assistant in person. That can be offered virtually. Maybe not to the same executive, but to an executive. Payroll, bookkeeping, HR, if you've helped with customer service, these are areas that you might already have experience and think, oh, cool, I can definitely offer that as a virtual assistant. And then you can also gather sort of the platforms that you feel proficient in. Did you work a 9-to-5 job where you have experience in CRM systems, or maybe some website maintenance, or email management, or booking travel, some of these like tangible hard skills? So step one is to actually sit down and figure out how you can help someone. And I really want you to actively journal this. We can think in our heads like, oh yeah, I know how I can help someone, but it's amazing when you pull it out of your head and onto a piece of paper and sort of sit down and really mine all of that information about yourself throughout the years. That makes it a lot clearer to you. And it's important when you're starting a VA business that it's clear to you that you can see yourself as a VA. So it's important that you feel clarity on how you can help someone. As a virtual assistant, you will always expand your skills. You'll always grow. You'll always be able to try to support in new areas of your clients' businesses, and that's really awesome. But if you already have skills and tools and experience, which you do, that will apply to your virtual assistant business at the very beginning, then that's great. You can really lean on that. So step one is getting clear to you so that eventually you can make it clear to potential clients how you can help as a virtual assistant. So really kind of journal about that. Do some of that homework. If you want to post that in the Wonderlust VA Facebook group, your homework, like listing out how you can help, I would love to look at it, give some feedback, and really kind of inspire you in what areas you already have experience and expertise, and what potential client or who is going to be in need of services that you can offer. So that leads us to step number 2, who you can help. It's really, really helpful for you to see yourself as a virtual assistant if you've got a sense of who you can help, an understanding of who you can help. So on one end, I am a firm believer that everyone is either a potential client or they know a potential client, especially as the world goes more and more online. But if you are drawn to an ideal client, which is something you don't need to get started, but it can be helpful, then getting clear for you who you can help might help narrow down the pool of clients that you get to start to reach out to and connect with and apply for. We really want to take this huge task of finding clients and see if we can really simplify it down and make it a bit more bite-sized and realistic. So, who can you help? A really good question here to ask yourself is, who have you already helped? Who have you already helped? So, if you are, again, going back to our example, if you are an executive assistant, then you have already helped executives. And there are executives out there who would love a virtual executive assistant. So already asking yourself, who have you already helped, can be really, really beneficial for you trying to figure out who you can help as a virtual assistant. And also tuning into what you are interested in. If you love yoga or nutrition, or if you are really inspired by like self-development coaches or books or anything like that, like what are you already passionate about? What would you already love to spend time doing? Who would you already love to help? Write all of that down as well. So figuring out, my foot's falling asleep, figuring out who you can help will give you a better sense of where these people are hanging out. So that is homework item number 2. And you can also post this inside the Wonderlust VA Facebook community. Who would you love to help? A combination of who have you already helped, so you know that it works, and who would you love to help? What are you passionate about? Who are people you're already spending a lot of time with? Who do you get I don't know, but I know for my yoga instructors, I get starstruck every time they walk into the room and I'm like, oh my God, my celebrity instructor is like a celebrity in my world. Wouldn't it be amazing to work for them, right? So that is step number 2, who you can help. And I'm a firm believer we can help anyone and everyone. But that can feel too overwhelming. So for the sake of this training, 5 easy steps to simplify finding VA clients, then let's kind of narrow down on an ideal client so that you can really clearly see yourself. So can you see where these 2 homework items are already lining up? So you're like, okay, I can see myself being a virtual assistant for a yoga instructor, and I already know how I can help them. I can help them with their customer service. I can help them with bringing their yoga classes online. I can help them with their social media marketing and expanding their reach. All this kind of really fun stuff, right? Cool, cool, cool. More clarity. Do some of you already have more clarity just from hearing me jabber on and talk and about how and who? You're like, oh, it's all coming together now. Okay, and that's only 2 of the 5 steps. Isn't that amazing? Okay. Step number 3 is to, with self-compassion, because reaching out to total strangers can be terrifying, is to first look for potential clients in your community. These are people who already know you. These are people who already like you. These are people who love you and support you. These are people who already trust you. Who do you already know? Now, this can be coworkers. This can be people your coworkers know. This can be family, friends. This could be local businesses. Instead of sort of stepping out into the whole wide world and being like, oh my gosh, everyone's a potential client and they are everywhere. That's scary. I'm new. How are they going to know that they can trust me? How are they going to pay me when they've never met me before? This question comes up a lot. Start within your community. Maybe write down a list, homework item number 3, and you could also post this in the Wonderlust Facebook group. You could go through your Facebook friends and see if any of them have started businesses and they might know someone. I'm not saying you have to go to that person from high school that you haven't talked to forever and been like, hey, do you want to work together? But you could reach out to them and be like, hey, you're an entrepreneur, which is super badass. In your circles, is anyone looking for a virtual assistant? I've just started a virtual assistant business, anything like that. So within your own community and network, because that's where you feel most accepted, that's where you feel safe, that's where you trust people, people trust you, and it's a really nice, comfortable place to start because it rewards you and affirms that you aren't starting from scratch when you're starting a virtual assistant business. You already have amazing skills. There are people out there who need you, and you might already know someone. Cool, right? So that's step number 3, is just get curious and start to brainstorm potential clients or people who may know potential clients within the safety of your own community. Okay? Step number 4 is a bit more, it's stepping a bit more into the grander side of finding clients, and that is joining Facebook groups. Now, this could be a gajillion Facebook groups. So how do you know which Facebook groups to join? Well, I'm going to say one of 2 categories. One category is Facebook groups where job postings for virtual assistants are posted. So these are like Facebook groups where the part of their purpose is that potential clients are posting for virtual assistants in these groups. So like virtual assistant job posting groups, you can go in there and you can start to hunt down and look for your ideal client and connect with people that way. The other type of Facebook group that you can join is go back to homework item number 2, which was who would you like to help? And join Facebook groups where they are hanging out. So there's a current gal in the Laptop Freedom program right now, and her ideal client who she would love to help are wedding planners and event planners. It's like, great, where are those people hanging out? Because this is what happens. There might be a wedding planner who's part of a wedding planner Facebook group, and they're asking a question about their social media scheduling platform. And if you are in that group and you already know the answer to that, you could hop in and be like, hey, so-and-so, great question. I'm a virtual assistant. I support with social media. Have you tried using XYZ? This might be why it's not working. Introduce yourself, add value, and then they're like, oh, hello there. You are a virtual assistant. You can help me. You've already demonstrated your expertise. And I'm looking for one, obviously, right? So join Facebook groups is action item number 4. And if you're not a member of the virtual assistant Facebook group, Wonderlust VA Facebook group, you got to join that one too. Woo! I'm going to take a sip of my hot toddy. Step number 5 is really, 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 really important. I want you to write this on a stick-it note, put it on your laptop, put it in your calendar, put it in your Trello board, however you are organizing and tracking, finding clients. Step number 5 is follow up. Follow up, follow up, and make time every day. Hello, I love waving to people on Instagram. It's so cool. Follow up, follow up, follow up. This is why. Clients are looking for VAs because they are most likely really busy and in some kind of form of overwhelm. So it is actually really understandable if your email or your DM, they read it and then they think, okay, yeah, I'm going to respond to that. That's great. I need a VA because I'm super overwhelmed. And then boom, they're distracted because they're overwhelmed by whatever the thing they actually need a VA for to help them with. And so it's not like a personal jab if you don't hear back from someone who's really, really busy and looking for a virtual assistant. Here's the other thing that following up demonstrates. It demonstrates that you are organized. It demonstrates that you are on top of your shit, right? And so you follow up with a potential client and it doesn't have to be pushy or gross. I don't know why following up has this gross connotation with it. And if I am DMing any of you guys watching, you know that I follow up shamelessly. And it doesn't have to be gross. It can be hey, I know you're busy, just bumping my email back to the top of your inbox. Anything like that. Or just following up with my last email. I know you're super busy. I'd love to schedule a discovery call with you. So following up really empowers you. It shows that you are organized. It shows that you're on top of your stuff. And that's exactly the type of quality we that potential clients need in a VA. They need to know that you are following up. They need to know that you are doing your due diligence. They need to know that you are completing your tasks and you're seeing things to the end. And if you can demonstrate that from the very beginning, then it's awesome, right? It represents who you are as a virtual assistant, which is so awesome. So follow up, follow up, follow up. That's the importance of step number 5. And the bonus step, bonus step is make time to do this every day. Make time to look for clients every day. It doesn't mean you have to apply to a client every day. It doesn't mean you have to onboard a client every day. But if we can instill a little bit of a habit, whether it's 5 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, or an hour a day, then what you are doing is you're telling yourself and you're demonstrating to yourself that you want this and you're not giving up and you are putting in effort every single day. Starting any business requires a level of hustle. It really, really does. And if you want to successfully start a VA business, you've got to hustle a bit more than someone who isn't going to be hustling every day. So that is bonus tip number 6. Woo! Those are 6 super easy steps for getting started, figuring out how you can help, who you can help, consider your community, strategically join Facebook groups, and follow up, and work on this a little bit every single day. So I hope that was really helpful. If you have any questions about this, post it in the wall in the Wonderlust VA Facebook group, and I will answer them. Yay! And I would love to see if you did any journal homework prompts from this live, and I will look them over and I will help inspire you, and we will make sure that you feel really good about finding your first VA clients, which I know can be scary and overwhelming because it means it's real, and that's what we truly want in the end. Okay, so I'm going to turn my live off on Instagram. Bye-bye. And on Facebook. Thanks, everyone.